Have you ever finished a meal and instead of feeling satisfied, you felt stuck? Like the food just sat there, heavy, unprocessed, turning a moment of joy into hours of discomfort? For many people over 60, that experience isn't rare, it's the norm. They eat less but feel more bloated. They take more pills but feel less relief. And most quietly wonder, is this just aging? What if the real problem wasn't your age, your diet, or your habits, but something much simpler and easily missed? Here's the surprising truth. For many seniors, digestion doesn't slow down because it's worn out. It slows down because it's missing fuel. Think of your digestive system like a stove. In your 30s and 40s, it burned hot, breaking down steak, salads, even that chili you probably shouldn't have eaten. But after 60, the flame weakens. Ingredients still go in, but the fire to cook them properly, it's just not there. And that's where one humble spoon of apple cider vinegar enters the story. Most people assume digestive issues come from too much acid. That's why antacids and reflux pills line our bathroom cabinets. But here's the shocker. After 60, the real problem is often the opposite. Too little acid. That's right. Many seniors have too alkaline a stomach environment, making it harder to digest protein, absorb minerals, and break down meals. It's like trying to cook dinner over a dying flame. You can wait all night, but the result won't change. So, what does that have to do with vinegar? Apple cider vinegar isn't a magic potion. It doesn't cure everything, but it does something far more valuable. It reignites the digestive fire. 1 spoon before a meal gently lowers the stomach's pH, helping your enzymes activate, your food break down, and your gut do what it was built to do, nourish you. For many seniors, that first spoon of vinegar isn't just about digestion. It's a moment of relief, a moment of finally understanding why nothing else has worked. The pills weren't broken. Their stomach just didn't have the conditions to absorb them. That's not a failure. It's a misunderstanding. Take Joan, 68. She'd given up spicy foods, cut out red meat, even stopped eating after 6 p.m., all trying to avoid that bloated, burning feeling. But nothing worked. Then a friend suggested apple cider vinegar. Skeptical but desperate, she tried it before dinner. For the first time in months, she felt light, comfortable. Her evening wasn't ruined by reflux. That's when she realized her body wasn't broken. It was just misread. This shift in perspective is powerful. For years, we've been told to watch the acid, but not all acids are enemies. Some, like the acetic acid in vinegar, are actually heroes. They restore balance. They help your body use the nutrients you're already eating. They help you feel like you again. Of course, it's not just about vinegar. It's about rethinking aging, reclaiming your relationship with your body, learning that discomfort isn't destiny. It's a signal. Have you ever felt heavy or sluggish after eating? Especially proteins like chicken or eggs? That's your body waving a little flag. Hey, I need help down here. Here's a little experiment. Think back to your last bloated meal. Maybe it was lunch yesterday. Maybe it was breakfast this morning. What did you eat? How did you feel 30 minutes later? What if that wasn't just old age? What if your stomach was simply too alkaline to handle the job? That's what we'll uncover together in this video series. Why digestion after 60 changes. Why common solutions often fail. And why something as ordinary as vinegar might be the key to feeling lighter, clearer, and more energized again. You don't need to overhaul your diet. You don't need to fear every bite. You just need to understand the new rules your body is playing by and adjust with wisdom, not worry. So, before you reach for another antacid, consider this. Maybe your stomach isn't too acidic. Maybe it's too empty of the one thing it used to have in abundance. Acid, the good kind, the digestive kind, and in just a moment, you'll understand why one little spoon of vinegar might be the comeback story your gut's been waiting for. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by shelves full of supplements, bright bottles promising energy, balance, and perfect digestion. But for many seniors, those promises fade fast. They've swallowed pills, chewed tablets, and still feel bloated, tired, and frustrated. Maybe my body just doesn't work like it used to. But what if the problem wasn't the vitamins, or even your body, but something much simpler and overlooked? Let's talk about acetic acid. It's the active ingredient in apple cider vinegar, and it's not glamorous. It doesn't sparkle on labels, but this humble compound might be the one thing your digestion has been silently begging for. Because acetic acid doesn't just support your system, it reactivates it. Picture your digestive system like a stalled engine. Acetic acid is the mechanic who doesn't need fanfare. He slips in, tightens a few bolts, adjusts a lever, and suddenly, everything starts humming again. After 60, our stomachs naturally become less acidic. That's not a failure, it's biology. But this lowered acidity makes it harder to break down proteins, absorb minerals like calcium and magnesium, and trigger the digestive enzymes that once worked like clockwork. Vitamins can't function properly without the right environment. That's why you might pop a multivitamin and still feel drained. The real missing ingredient isn't more nutrition, it's the acidity that allows your body to use what it already has. This is where acetic acid shines. When you take a small amount of apple cider vinegar before meals, you gently lower your stomach's pH. Not too much, just enough to bring back the environment your body needs to function. It's like flipping a switch. Suddenly, digestion doesn't feel like a war. Meals go down easier. You feel lighter, clearer, more like your old self. Remember Henry, 72? He had a drawer full of supplements. Calcium for his bones, probiotics for his gut, B12 for his energy. But none of it seemed to work. He still felt gassy, bloated, and tired after eating. Then one day, his daughter handed him a bottle of raw apple cider vinegar and said, "Just try it." Skeptical but willing, he took a teaspoon before dinner. The result? No bloating, no discomfort, just peace. Within a week, his pants felt looser and his energy more stable. He didn't change his supplements. He just made them usable. This isn't magic, it's chemistry, and it's something most seniors have never been told. The wellness world often overlooks the basics, but acetic acid is a building block. A small shift that makes every other health effort more effective. It doesn't replace your vitamins, it makes them work. Let's be honest, by the time you reach your 60s, you've likely tried it all. Cutting out gluten, going dairy-free, taking enzymes, drinking water with lemon. And yet, the discomfort lingers. So here's a simple question. Have you ever felt bloated after drinking plain water? It seems absurd, but many seniors do. That's a sign, not of age, but of imbalance. Your stomach's pH isn't where it should be. And without enough acid, even water can feel wrong. It's time to flip the narrative. Acid isn't the villain. In fact, the right kind of acid is your body's quiet hero. It helps you unlock the minerals you eat. It helps you digest the proteins you need for strength. It even supports your metabolism. And all it takes is a spoonful before meals. Think back to the last time you had that heavy post-meal slump. Maybe it was after a healthy meal. Grilled chicken, some veggies. maybe even brown rice. Nothing indulgent. But 20 minutes later, you were clutching your stomach, wondering what went wrong. That wasn't your food betraying you. That was your stomach asking for help. And this simple acid might be the answer it's been waiting for. In the next section, we'll explore the invisible saboteur that often goes unnoticed: stress. Because yes, even your mood plays a role in your gut chemistry. But for now, just consider this. If every meal feels like a risk, maybe it's time to stop adding pills and start restoring the foundation. Sometimes, the simplest solutions really are the most powerful. You follow the rules. Eat lighter meals. Cut out fried food. Take your supplements. And yet, after dinner, the same story plays out. Bloating, heartburn, a heavy, sluggish feeling that doesn't match the healthy choices you made. Frustrating, right? But what if the real cause of your digestive issues isn't on your plate? What if it's something far more invisible? Here's the overlooked truth. Yes, the quiet tension you've been carrying for decades might be the real reason your gut no longer feels like home. And the longer you ignore it, the more your body adapts in ways that sabotage digestion, nutrient absorption, and overall energy. Let's start with how stress rewires your body. When you're anxious, worried, or overthinking, your adrenal glands pump out cortisol, the stress hormone. At first, it's helpful, keeping you alert and focused. But long-term, cortisol alters your body's internal chemistry. One major change, it slowly shifts your stomach toward alkalinity. That means less stomach acid, less fire to break down food, absorb minerals, or keep your gut bacteria balanced. Picture your digestive system like a battery. When balanced, it's fully charged. Enzymes work, food breaks down, nutrients get absorbed. But chronic stress leaks that charge. Over months and years, the battery drains. Now your calcium, magnesium, and zinc can't do their job, even if you're taking supplements daily. Have you ever experienced leg cramps at night? Twitching eyelids? Random stiffness that makes no sense? These aren't just aging. They're signs your minerals aren't being used properly. And often, it's not because you're not getting enough, it's because stress has shifted your pH, making it too alkaline to absorb them. Let me introduce you to Maria, 67. She'd always prided herself on her discipline. Daily walks, home-cooked meals, green tea instead of coffee. But for over a year, she suffered nightly bloating, cramping, and strange muscle tightness. Her doctor prescribed antacids. A friend told her to try magnesium. Nothing helped. It wasn't until she started a journaling practice and added a teaspoon of diluted apple cider vinegar before meals that she noticed a change. Within 2 weeks, her bloating eased. Her cramps. Maria didn't overhaul her diet. She didn't start a new medication. She simply reduced stress and gently rebalanced her gut pH. That small shift changed everything. Most seniors never connect the dots. They think stress is just about mental health, but your body stores it physically, especially in the gut. And if you've spent years pushing through pain, loss, worry, or pressure, that chemistry builds up. So how can you tell if stress is sabotaging your digestion? Do I feel bloated even when I eat clean? Do I get cramps or muscle spasms without cause? Does plain water sometimes make me feel worse? If yes, your stomach may be too alkaline, a direct result of long-term cortisol buildup. And here's where apple cider vinegar re-enters the conversation. It's not a trend, it's a tool. The acetic acid in vinegar helps lower stomach pH just enough to restart digestion. Combine that with something as simple as a 5-minute breathing exercise. and you've got a natural, drug-free way to restore digestive balance. This isn't about blaming stress. You've lived a full, meaningful life. Stress came with the territory. Raising kids, managing bills, losing loved ones. But now you have the opportunity to heal from it, not just emotionally, but chemically. Try this before your next meal. Take 5 deep breaths. Then mix 1 teaspoon of raw apple cider vinegar in warm water and sip it slowly. Notice how your body responds. You might be surprised how much of a difference that tiny ritual makes. Every bloated evening, every unexplained cramp, every supplement that didn't work, they all might be pointing to the same root cause: stress that's tipped your inner scale. The good news? You're not broken. You're not fragile. You're simply out of balance, and balance can be restored. Gently, naturally. Every day, millions of older adults wake up with the same question. Why does my stomach feel this way? Even after a light dinner. Even with water before bed, that heavy, bloated discomfort greets them like clockwork. It's frustrating, but it's also common. As we age, digestion slows down. Acid levels drop, and foods we once loved begin to fight back. But what if one small change each morning could help your system work with you again? That's exactly what thousands of seniors have discovered with a simple morning drink. Just apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, cranberry concentrate, ginger, and warm water. Taken before breakfast, this blend doesn't just settle the stomach, it activates it. It encourages your body to wake up, produce what it needs, and process food without that heavy fog. And best of all, it's affordable, easy to make, and gently restores balance without medication. Let's break down how it works. Raw apple cider vinegar helps restore stomach acidity, which is essential for breaking down proteins and absorbing nutrients. Many seniors suffer from too little acid, not too much, and this vinegar gently brings balance back. Lemon juice supports your liver's bile production, helping your body manage fats and detoxify more efficiently. Cranberry concentrate, though best known for urinary health, plays a quiet but important role in flushing harmful bacteria from the gut. And then there's ginger, soothing, warming, calming. It reduces inflammation in the digestive tract and encourages peristalsis, the natural wave that moves food through your system. Together, these ingredients don't overwhelm your body. They cooperate with it. They whisper rather than shout. And that whisper is often all your body needs to feel normal again. For many seniors, this morning drink becomes a quiet promise that each day can start a little lighter, a little easier. Joe, 74, was one of those skeptics, a retired school bus driver. He dealt with chronic bloating and occasional reflux for years. Breakfast became his enemy. His granddaughter mentioned the morning drink she'd seen online. Vinegar? He laughed. That'll burn a hole in my stomach. Still, he gave it a try. By the 3rd day, he noticed he could eat without needing antacids. After a week, he felt more energized in the mornings, less foggy, more present. Stories like Joe's aren't rare. They're becoming common among seniors who try this routine. It's not a miracle cure, but it's simple, accessible, and it feels good to do something proactive. Something that puts you in charge of your comfort. No prescriptions, no appointments, just a moment of care before the day begins. One small glass of warmth that sets a different tone for your digestion and your mindset. Making the drink is easy. 2 teaspoons raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon fresh lemon juice, 1 teaspoon unsweetened cranberry concentrate, a pinch of fresh grated or powdered ginger. Stir into 8-10 ounces of warm water. Sip slowly on an empty stomach. About 15 minutes before your first meal. It's best to drink it while your body is still waking up. Before coffee, before breakfast, let it prepare your digestive system gently. Some seniors prefer it cooler. Some add a bit of honey. That's okay. What matters is the consistency. One day won't change everything. But 5 days in a row? 10? That's when the body begins to respond. And when it does, you'll know. Less tightness, less gas, fewer unpredictable bathroom visits. You feel more at ease in your skin and more confident with your food. You don't need to follow every health trend, but you do deserve relief, especially when it comes from something as natural and gentle as this. You've likely spent years putting others first. Now, this small act can be a moment where you say, "My comfort matters too." And if this drink helps even a little, share it with someone you love. Or better yet, subscribe to Graceful Health Life, where we share real stories, practical tips, and gentle habits that help you feel better. It's about choosing routines that work with age. Not against it. You've already survived so much. Why not thrive a little? 2. 1 warm glass. 1 peaceful start. 1 daily rhythm that reminds your body it's safe, supported, and still capable of healing. That's what this drink can be. Your quiet ally every single morning. When you think about digestion, you probably picture your stomach. But what if the most important organ in your digestive system isn't your stomach at all? For seniors struggling with slow digestion, bloating, or fatigue after meals. The real problem often starts in a quiet, overlooked place. Your liver. That's right, the liver. It's not just for detox, it's your body's metabolic engine. And it produces bile, an essential fluid that helps break down fats, remove waste, and regulate digestion. As we age, bile production tends to slow down. That leads to sluggish digestion, constipation, brain fog, and even skin issues. Your gut may be fine, but if your liver isn't keeping up, the whole system backs up. So instead of only treating the symptoms in your belly, what if we supported the organ that controls it from the top? That's where the power of liver-focused digestion support comes in. Your liver works around the clock, filtering toxins, balancing hormones, storing nutrients. But to keep digestion smooth, its most vital job is making bile. Without enough bile, fats don't break down properly. That undigested fat slows the entire digestive tract, leaving food to ferment, bloat, and back up into reflux. Worse, waste can build up in the bloodstream, overwhelming your kidneys and brain. That's why many seniors feel sluggish after meals. Not because of age, but because their bile is low. Supporting your liver naturally can change that. Certain herbs, like milk thistle, dandelion root, artichoke, and turmeric, have been used for generations to boost bile flow and protect liver cells. When your liver feels supported, it performs better. And when bile flows freely, digestion becomes easier, lighter, and cleaner. This isn't about cleansing. It's about giving your body what it needs to do its job. Without drama, without discomfort, and without more pills. Let's talk about Sharon, 71. She didn't look sick. She ate clean, but her digestion, a mess. She often skipped meals because she felt full from the night before. Her skin turned dull, her energy dropped, and she lived with mild nausea after eating. Her doctor ran tests. Everything came back normal. But a holistic nurse asked her one question. Have you ever supported your liver? Sharon started a daily ritual, drinking warm lemon water, adding dandelion root tea, and incorporating turmeric into meals. Within 2 weeks, her appetite returned. Her belly stopped swelling. Her energy lifted. "I didn't know how heavy I felt until it stopped," she said. That's the power of a supported liver. It doesn't just change your stomach. It changes how you feel in your body. Sharon didn't need a cleanse. She needed nourishment, and that made all the difference. If you want to start gently supporting your liver, here are 3 things you can do today. 1. Warm lemon water each morning. It stimulates bile production and gives your liver a gentle wake-up. 2. Add bitter foods like arugula, artichoke, or dandelion greens. Bitters nudge your liver into action. 3. Use liver-supporting herbs. Milk thistle capsules, dandelion root tea, or turmeric powder in meals. You don't need to do all of it at once. Even one change, done consistently, can open up your digestion in ways you haven't felt in years. This isn't about detox, it's about direction. It's about shifting how your digestive system starts each day and trusting your body to respond. Because aging isn't the enemy, stagnation is. And when your liver flows, so does your life. From your stomach, to your skin, to your spirit. What if tomorrow morning didn't start with discomfort? What if meals felt lighter, clearer, easier? Because your body was finally getting the internal support it needed. That's what liver-focused digestion can offer. No extremes, no shame. Just small steps toward feeling more like you. And if this message resonates, if you've ever thought, it shouldn't feel this hard to eat, then you're not alone. Join our Graceful Health Life community. We share simple, natural tools to help seniors feel better in their bodies without chasing trends or adding more medications. You've earned comfort. You deserve clarity. Supporting your liver may be the quiet breakthrough your digestion has been waiting for. So here's your invitation. Try one new habit this week: lemon water, bitters, tea, and see what happens when you start from the source, not the symptom. Your body is still capable of transformation. All it needs is the right support and a little more love. There's a moment many seniors know too well. Standing in the middle of the kitchen, trying to remember what you came in for. You laugh it off, call it a senior moment. But when forgetfulness becomes frequent, or when your mood swings without warning, it's easy to feel frustrated or even frightened. The surprising part? These issues may not start in the brain at all. They may begin in the gut. Science now confirms something holistic practitioners have said for years. Your gut and your brain are deeply connected. It's called the gut-brain axis, a communication highway between your digestive tract and your mind. And when your gut bacteria fall out of balance, it doesn't just affect digestion. It can impact memory, focus, sleep, even how you handle stress. So the next time you feel foggy, anxious, or unusually down, your gut may be asking for help, not your head. Inside your gut live trillions of microbes, good bacteria, fungi, and other organisms that help digest food, produce vitamins, and regulate inflammation. But they do something even more surprising. They create neurotransmitters. That's right, your gut produces over 90% of the body's serotonin, a chemical that controls mood and helps you feel calm and balanced. When your gut bacteria are imbalanced, often due to age, poor diet, antibiotics, or stress, your body may produce fewer of these vital chemicals. The result, you might feel anxious, irritable, sluggish, or forgetful. And traditional treatments often miss the root cause. Supporting your gut flora isn't just about avoiding digestive trouble. It's about giving your brain the raw materials it needs to thrive. Probiotics, fermented foods, and fiber-rich meals can feed your friendly bacteria and bring your mind and body back into sync. Because a healthy gut isn't just good for digestion, it's foundational for how you feel each day. Rita, 69, was sharp as a tack her whole life until menopause hit. Suddenly, she'd forget appointments, misplace her phone, and feel waves of sadness she couldn't explain. Her doctor said it was age. Her husband said it was stress. But she felt it was something deeper. On a friend's advice, Rita added probiotic-rich foods to her meals: yogurt, sauerkraut, and kefir. She also took a quality probiotic supplement with strains like L. rhamnosus and B. longum, known to support mental health. Within 3 weeks, the fog began to lift. She felt lighter, clearer, more emotionally steady. "It wasn't dramatic," she said, "but I started feeling like myself again." Her story is a reminder. When the gut suffers, the mind can't function at its best. And when you nurture your microbiome, you're not just caring for your stomach, you're protecting the very core of your well-being. If you want to start balancing your gut-brain connection today, here are a few gentle steps. 1. Eat more fermented foods: yogurt, kefir, miso, sauerkraut, kimchi. Just a spoon or 2 daily can make a difference. 2. Add prebiotic fiber. Foods like oats, garlic, onions, and bananas feed good bacteria and help them grow. 3. Reduce sugar and processed foods. These fuel harmful bacteria and increase inflammation. 4. Try a trusted probiotic. Look for one with multiple strains, especially those that support mood and cognitive clarity. You don't need to overhaul your life. Just give your gut allies the support they need and let them return the favor. Remember, your gut isn't just a digestive organ. It's a second brain, one that affects how clearly you think, how deeply you sleep, and how calmly you move through the world. You are not forgetful. You are not just getting old. You are a whole, complex person, and sometimes the answer to your mental fog lies not in your mind, but in your belly. That's the beauty of the gut-brain connection. It gives you options. It means you're not stuck. That with one supportive meal, one probiotic capsule, one new habit, you can start turning the dial back toward clarity. And if you're curious where to begin, you're not alone. Join Graceful Health Life, where we share simple, practical insights to help seniors feel better in their bodies and their minds. No gimmicks, no guesswork. You've lived long enough to know what doesn't work. Maybe it's time to try what does, feeding your body so your brain can flourish. The answers aren't far away. They might be waiting right there in your gut. After years of discomfort, many seniors begin to believe the worst, that their bodies are simply breaking down. Every meal becomes a gamble. Every cramp, every unexpected bloating, every restless night feels like confirmation. I'm not who I used to be. But what if those symptoms weren't signs of failure, but signals? Signals your body has been sending for years, asking for something simple, something it lost along the way. That something is balance, not more pills, not stricter diets, but the right kind of support. For many, that support came in the form of one simple acid they'd spent decades avoiding. Apple cider vinegar isn't magic, but it offers something deeper than relief. It gives clarity, and when seniors realize their issues weren't weakness, just imbalance, they stop blaming their age. They start trusting their body again. You weren't broken. You were just missing a missing piece. Think back. How many times were you told to avoid acid, heartburn, avoid tomatoes, upset stomach? Cut citrus. Reflux? Stay far away from vinegar. And so you did. You removed anything sharp or sour from your plate. But the symptoms stayed. Why? Because the issue wasn't too much acid. It was too little. Your stomach needed help making what it once produced with ease. Without that acid, digestion slowed, nutrients slipped by, and bacteria thrived in places they shouldn't. That's why even light meals felt heavy, why your energy dipped, why your joints ached and your sleep turned shallow. Reintroducing the right kind of acid, gently, through ACV, was like giving your body a language it understood again. One sip at a time, your body remembered what to do. And the best part? You didn't have to fight it. You just had to listen. That's what changed for Gerald, 76. He wasn't a health nut. In fact, he scoffed at trends. But when his granddaughter mentioned trying a spoon of apple cider vinegar in warm water each morning, he shrugged and gave it a shot. By the fourth day, he noticed breakfast didn't sit like a brick in his gut. A week in, his joints felt looser. 2 weeks later, he wasn't reaching for antacids. It was like someone flipped a switch, he said. I didn't feel younger. I felt clearer. Gerald's story isn't rare. When the body gets what it needs, it doesn't cling to symptoms. It lets go. Apple cider vinegar wasn't a cure. It was a reminder, a gentle signal to his system that it wasn't broken. It had just been asking for the right support. That's not magic. That's biology, finally heard. If your body could speak, what would it say after 60? I'm still here. I still work. I just need help in new ways. That's the shift this journey offers. You're not fighting time. You're learning how to work with it. You don't need to chase youth. You just need tools that fit your stage of life. That's what apple cider vinegar became for many. Not a trend, but a tool, a daily nudge toward equilibrium. For years, you might have been told your symptoms were random, that they were just age. But now you know better. Every burp, every cramp, every foggy morning was a clue. And now you've learned how to read the map. Your body hasn't betrayed you. It's been signaling, adjusting, adapting. And with this small shift, you've begun to answer it. So now, the question isn't, what's wrong with me? It's, what does my body need today? That's a powerful shift. From confusion to clarity. Try it for yourself. Pick one meal tomorrow. Make the drink. Apple cider vinegar, lemon, warm water. Sip it slowly. Feel the warmth spread, not just through your stomach, but through your confidence. Listen for what changes, not overnight, but gradually, faithfully. You haven't aged out of wellness. You've aged into wisdom. And wisdom means using tools that work with your body, not against it. If this journey spoke to you, if it opened a door you didn't know was closed, join us at Graceful Health Life, because getting older isn't about decline. It's about discovery. You're not broken. You're ready. Ready to digest again, to trust again, to feel at home in your body again. And it all begins with one gentle sip. If this journey resonated with you, what part of digestion has been most confusing after 60? A. Heartburn that won't quit. B. Bloating that shows up for no reason. Down here, share your answer in the comments. And know you're not alone. Want more insights like this? Made just for your stage of life? Join the Graceful Health Life community, where aging gets easier, not harder. And next, we'll explore how something as simple as quitting sugar can shift everything, from insulin to energy. Watch how quitting sugar reverses insulin resistance after 60.